Wow, did you just get like an instant headache for a second there? Me too, actually, and this is a great example of what we're going to talk about in today's video. You see, everything around us influences us to some extent. Even that alarm going off in the morning that gives you that instant headache, it's not really the alarm that's giving you that headache, is it? It's the fact that it wakes you up to go and do something like a job that you really don't want to do every single day. You see, these things influence the way that we feel, the way that we act, the way that we think, and even the decisions that we ultimately make on a daily basis. Now, let's say we actually sat down for a second and thought about what our perfect life would look like. And let's get specific here. Where would you live? What location? What would the house look like? Who would be in the home? What's the furniture in the home? What are you wearing? You know, what kind of clothes are you wearing? How are you standing? Who are the people around you in your life? And what do you do for work? You know, not a job, but what's your passion? What purpose have you given to your life? Now, let's say you could have that life today. What would you trade to go after that life? You probably wouldn't trade much, right? Because there's no guarantee of success. So let's say there was actually a guarantee of success. What would you trade then? Probably a whole lot, right? Like, because everything in your life that you want in the future, you don't have to trade that, but the things that you do on a daily basis, like that job that you don't really like going to, you would trade that, right? Because there's 100% guaranteed success. So why don't we? Well, it's obvious, right? There is no guarantee. And I think this is what makes up the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people. See, I don't believe successful people choose a path of uncertainty. I believe that they're just more willing to give up certainty, to give up security, to give up safety in order to get the things that they want in their life. Whereas I see people who, consider themselves unsuccessful are less likely to give up those things. They're less likely to take risks. You know, they're not willing to burn the boat in order to get what they want. And now, to be fair, I'm not judging. I've chosen security and safety and certainty most of my life. And, you know, if you're happy with the way that your life is, then that's fine. Continue on, rock along. But, you know, if you want to change some things, maybe you don't, but if you do, I believe that you can. And I believe that we only have to do a few things, implement a couple of rituals in our life to get started. One thing that you could start with is having a look at your friends. Now, I'm not saying drop your friends and go and find some new ones. I'm saying just take notice of the people that you spend the most time with. You know, what are they saying? What are their beliefs? What are their opinions? And do you actually agree with them? Are they helping you get further in life? And if they're not, then maybe you need to change the people that you're spending the most amount of your time with. If you're trying to grow a large, successful company, then maybe you should be spending more time with people who have grown or are growing a large and successful company. If you're trying to become really good at a certain type of sport, then you should probably be practicing that sport and spending time with people who are better than you or are doing better than you in that sport. Another one is self-talk. I'm sure everyone watching this video knows what self-doubt is, right? You know, we've been conditioned to think a certain way our whole lives since we were born until today. One example that I love to use is the phrase, money doesn't grow on trees. Now, while that statement is very true, money doesn't grow on trees, I don't think it's a statement that helps us. It doesn't serve us very well, because what that statement says is that money is sparse and it's hard to come by, when in reality, if you spend time with wealthy people, money is actually in abundance. It's everywhere and it's there for the taking. I mean, if you tell yourself all the time that money is hard to come by and it's impossible to get, and, you know, I should just be thankful for the amount that I get and I should hold on to that job that pays me 50 or 60K a year, then, you know, how does that help us? So we need to realize when self-talk is not helping us and it is not serving us in the most positive and beneficial way, and we need to replace those sayings with more positive sayings as much as we possibly can. Now, another one is manifesting. You know, I think manifesting is hilarious. I'm not a massive believer in manifesting, but I think there's certain types of manifesting that do actually have great benefits. For example, you know, doing incantations or affirmations in the morning. For example, I used to every morning wake up and I'd write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. They can be things around me. That could be people in my life, like my parents or my partner. I'm really grateful for being there for me. And you know, I'd sort of thank them in the back of my head. I'd then write down 3 things that I want to accomplish over the next, say, maybe one thing in the next this week, another thing in the next sort of 6 months, and then maybe something that I want to accomplish in a 2 or 3 year period. And I'd imagine it as a done, and I'd actually feel the appreciation of it being done, even though I haven't actually accomplished it yet. And then another thing I would do is I would look at 3 things that I have accomplished, as something maybe that I accomplished last week, something in the last 12 months, and then something maybe more major that I've accomplished in my life. And I would thank myself for that. And I'd thank myself for, going through the pain that I had to go through to achieve that thing, no matter how big or small. And doing this every morning, even though it felt weird at first, and I kind of feel weird talking about it, in fact, it did actually make me a more happier person. And the fact that I was doing it in the morning, it really did make sure that I woke up on that right side of the bed, so to speak. So guys, I hope this video was beneficial to you. I hope that there was something in there that you could take away, that maybe you could implement in your daily life, and it could really help you move that needle in the right direction. And thanks for watching. I will catch you next time, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.